In my freelance journey, I have made tons of mistakes. Like if I'll start a series of mistakes I made, the year would end, but the mistakes won't. So I'm telling you a couple of those which I think a lot of you are still making because I talk with a lot of freelancers on an everyday basis. Number one, perfecting your English. Now, at one point, I also used to think that this is a very big deal and it's going to be a deal breaker in the international markets, but it was not the case. All that matters is whatever you are saying it that clearly that the other person on the other end of the screen is able to understand it. If that person is not able to understand it, then you have a problem. But if that person can understand, then you don't have any problem at all. So you can talk like this, you can talk like this, or you can talk like this. But still, in all the three, you understand what I was trying to say, right? And that is the same with the clients. So you don't need to perfect your English. What you do need is work on your filler speeches, work on not taking a lot of pauses, and work on the body language, the way you are presenting on the calls, and try to turn on your camera as much as you can, because that thing signals a lot of professionalism. Most people don't do it. Clients usually don't turn on their cameras, but you should always turn on the camera so that you can show your seriousness. And I'll make a separate video on the camera etiquettes that you can work on. Now, this is the first thing. You don't need perfect English. Second thing, stop taking these certifications and courses just for the certifications. Certifications don't matter that much. Like you can take courses to upskill, but don't take a course just for the sake of getting a certificate, because it's not like Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard that you will have a lot of respect, or the IIT, IIM tag that you will have a lot of respect for any course or certificate that you have, right? If you have it from a very prestigious university, yes, then that thing matters. But don't take all these courses in the market where you have these certifications and will provide you this certificate, skill certificate, etc, etc. It's not gonna help. Skill certificates are just a bonus when someone makes a course so that they can sell it more to the new people, because you think that having that certificate would matter. Now think it from this perspective. I'm a client based out of Florida. You have taken some designing course from an academy in Guwahati and you are showing me that certificate. Now I don't know. If you would have shown me IIT, IIM, I would have just considered it because these are globally renowned. You took it from some institute in Guwahati that no one has heard of. That thing is not something that will position you seriously. Instead of that, focus on your portfolio. If you have extra money, focus it on your resources and sharpen your edge. Now that is gonna be the second thing. The third thing, this is one of the most frequent and the longest mistake for the longest time I made. Long form proposals. I thought if I'll make this big of a proposal and I'll send it to the client would be flattered that, oh my god, Vaibhav has sent me so much, I'm just loving it. It doesn't work like that. And I realize it when now I'm becoming clients to multiple people, and when they send me those long proposals, I'm like, you could have said this in one paragraph. All right. Don't do long form proposals. Just make sure you are conveying the most hard-hitting right hooks on the mail or on the text or on the call. You don't want it to be filled with fillers. You want it to be absolutely spot on, so that when the person is reading it, when your potential client is reading that entire thing, he or she can easily figure out what you are gonna do, how you are gonna do, and what all it's gonna take to get that thing done, and what all they can expect. It just has to be like that. The next thing comes up is ghosting is equals to I did something wrong. It is not the case. Clients ghost for numerous reasons that at times have no relation to anything that you did. What is ghosting? Ghosting is a process that when you reach out to a client, or when you send a client a DM or do any of the stuff, and they disappear and they don't revert back to you, you don't get a reply. That is what is ghosting. Most of you would have known it if you were in a relationship that like that kind of shit works. So ghosting doesn't necessarily means you did something wrong. It can be like the client had some other things to take care of, or he just had skipped it. That's why follow-ups exist, and that's why you have to keep following up. Now look, I get a lot of DMs on LinkedIn. Most times I'm able to reply to them, and most times if I am not able to reply and new DMs keep popping up, then the older DMs, they go down in the list, right? Now if the person would never follow me up and they just expect me that one day I'll just scroll my DM and I'll be like, oh, your message, I forgot to reply, let me just reply right now. Now that thing may happen, but it may happen a couple months later, and by the time the problem you asked me the solution for might not be even relevant. So if you follow up after 2 or 3 days and it bumps up again, and I'll be like, oh, I missed it, let me just check it, and I get back to you, your problem is solved. Win. So follow up. Ghosting doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything wrong. It can be just like the client is another human being. How many times you ignore messages, not because you wanted to, but just because you were in some situation that you couldn't get back to it? It's the same with the clients. It has nothing to do with you. And the last thing, and please listen to it and please follow it. If you are directly gonna compare yourself to someone who is 20 times ahead of you, who has put in 20 times more work than you, then you will always feel short, incompetent, irrelevant, and pathetic. That is the worst thing that you can do, and I did it. I used to compare myself to the top tier guys in the industry, but what I didn't accounted was that these guys have worked longer than me, they have more experience than me, they have more repetitions than me, and obviously they will be better than me because they have just put in more work. Now when I recorded my first video, it was terrible. Now when I record it, it's not that difficult for me. So if you just compare yourself to someone else, it's not gonna help. You should compare yourself to your past week, your past month, past quarter, past year. And if there you are seeing that your graph is going up, that is fine. If you see your graph is flatlined, that is not fine. And if you see it is going downwards, then you are in an alarming state and you need to fix it out. That is it. These are the things. Again, I told you, I can make a complete series out of it. It can be a full-fledged module of my mistakes. I've made more than 300, 400 mistakes or what. But you need to fix all these. And that is pretty much it. One of the other mistakes that I did was not knowing when I have to raise my rates. So then I made this video so that you guys know when you have to raise your rates. Because if someone had told me this thing in the beginning of my career, I could have started charging more from the existing clients a lot sooner. So watch it out and I'll see you in there.